Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to CISA Plus. I will be your instructor for this course. It'll last about 4 weeks. My name is Don Tilley. A little bit about myself. I've been in IT a little bit over 20 years. I have held the following positions: help desk. I've held the desktop support, system administrator, network support, IT project manager, and security analyst. I hold the following CompTIA certifications: A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, Server Plus, Cloud Plus, Project Plus, and CISA Plus. Today, what we're going to do, if you look at the schedule, we're going to go through student introductions. We'll tell you a little bit about the facility, and then we'll jump into our first lesson. Okay? So let's get some student introductions. Let's get started with you.
Yes. My name is Jasmine Majors. I've always had a passion for IT since I was a little girl. But growing up, I was told that there weren't a lot of women in IT and I couldn't do it. So now I'm just continuing to learn and grow and live my dream.
Thank you, Jasmine. And just to let you know, the percentage rate has gone up for women in IT. It's at 25%.
That's amazing.
Good job.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, hello. My name's Delano. I actually got into IT because my mom's Jamaican. She's an old school, and she's not too good with technology. So over the years, I've been helping her. I learned that I actually have a knack of information and technology.
Good. Thank you, Delano. Appreciate it.
Yeah, my name is Bernard. I jumped into IT because my previous background was in football, and now that I don't play professionally anymore, I would like to be known for something more than just my body and picking things up and putting it down. So IT, baby, six smart.
Okay. Thank you, Bernard.
Hello, I'm Vince Pack, and I was recently in the military, and I wanted to find a career that was compatible with my personality, which was engineering. So I wanted to figure out what kind of engineer I can get into, and I came across IT, so I thought I could give it a shot.
Thank you, Vince. Appreciate it.
My name is Desmond Gardner, and after working hard labor jobs, my body got tired of it, so I figured IT the best choice for me.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, a little bit about the facility, okay? There's 2 exit doors there to your north, and then here to your west, okay, in case of an emergency or fire. The restrooms are here, okay, so go out the classroom and go around, okay? Breaks will be every hour and a half for 10 minutes. Lunch is 30 minutes, okay? Any questions regarding that?
No.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Lesson 1. We're going to talk a little bit about what is threats and vulnerabilities. So maybe somebody can give me the definition of a threat. What does a threat mean?
Something that poses a big.
Very good, Malone. Okay. What's a vulnerability?
Something that's kind of like very weak, very easy to break into or like.
Very good. Appreciate that. And so now as we go into the lesson, right, we're going to be able to identify different types of attacks regarding cybersecurity. Then we're going to describe the purpose of these attacks. Okay? You guys are all handed pamphlets, and then now we're going to go through this first topic. Okay? So, can someone give me the first cyber attack, type of attack?
And I love you attack.
Okay? Give me an example.
It will be something like social media. It would be something like Facebook, Tinder, anywhere someone can hit you in a vulnerable spot, acting as if they knew you or as if they will want to know you and find out things about you, which could leave you in a vulnerable spot.
Okay? So, what type of attack is that called?
Malware? Social engineers?
Social engineering. Thank you, Bernard. Thank you, Vince. Very good. Very good. Okay, what's another attack?
Another attack is ransomware.
Ransomware.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Give me an example, Bernard.
I knew this guy once who got hit with ransomware and it was asking for his for some cryptocurrency, and if he didn't pay, then he wasn't going to get his stuff back. So and he paid.
Have anybody ever had the experience of ransomware attack? Maybe not only just businesses, but your personal computer or personal devices can get attacked by ransomware, where they lock up your data. And so, what are some of the things that we can do as security analysts to prevent this from happening?
Protect my data.
How do you do that, D? How do you do it?
Third. Go ahead.
I would say you would want to act as if you thought like the attacker. So you would want to do the opposite of what they're trying to do. So if it's like a home, you would think, how would I get into this home? So if you're in the thought pattern of how would I get into this home, you can also be in a thought pattern of how can I prevent this person doing what I would do if I was an attacker. So that would be something like closing a window, locking the door, barring up a window, brick house, different strategies and defenses.
Very good, Vince. Thank you. Thank you. Any other attacks that we have available to us that we see on a regular basis?
Piggybacking off of this, I'll say exploitation and penetration.
Very good. What does it mean to exploit something?
To take advantage.
To take advantage of something, right? Like Vince mentioned, maybe the back door was left open, maybe the window was left open, right? What about a penetration tactic? What is that? How do we as cybersecurity analysts prevent a penetration attack?
Firewalls.
Firewalls is one way. What's another way? Think of something that we use every day.
Two line authentication.
Two-factor authentication, right? What about another attack when it comes to credentials? Can our credentials be attacked?
Yes.
And if so, in what way?
It could be a bank, it could be a cash app, it could be identity,
Social media.
social media.
Okay,
Passwords.
easy password. So credentials, right?
Yes.
What's the standard for credentials right now? As far as the
ID, social security card.
for the phrase to create a password.
Special
You need
characters.
upper
So it's
spaces
Numbers.
special characters.
and at least 8 characters long.
And so that was the standard, right? 8 characters long. And now we're moving to more so 10 to 12 characters. Why? Why do you think?
Make it harder.
Yeah, we don't know.
Because most people use passwords like kids, pets. It's easy things to get.
Birthdays.
That's good, Jasmine. That's good, Vince. So if we're not supposed to use our birthdays, if we're not supposed to use our ABC123, then what should this password look like?
Creative.
Give me an example.
I almost gave you my password.
I swear.
I know for one of my old passwords, every time I get the phone, the password will be the exact time and date I got the phone.
Okay.
But like without that, it's not phone.
Good. Well, somebody knows your password, right? So that's why it has to be. We're talking about passwords and credentials. Why is it best not to use the same password for every separate login?
Sometimes I look at they know everything else.
Yep. And that's called a brute force attack. So what a brute force attack does, once they get that first password, they're gonna go into your browser, penetrate that, exploit that, right? And they're gonna automatically start going through your passwords, using the same password over and over and over. Because most people use the same password. Why? Because it's easier. It's easier, right? Have you ever been guilty of putting your password underneath your keyboard?
No.
Or maybe writing it down in the cupboard, all your passwords, just to have something, so you won't forget? What's wrong with that? Yep. Somebody can steal your passwords. right?
It's too accessible.
It's too accessible.
That's like leaving the key under the rock
The,
on the
the,
porch.
the man,
Very good.
people do that.
Think about this, right? Cybersecurity is so vast now, so important, it's so vital. Now they're coming out with cars that can drive themselves, right? You all seen cars that can drive themselves. Tesla cars, right? Now, have you ever seen a car get hacked?
Yes.
Give me an example.
I've seen it on the news once. There was this lady, she was the reporter, and she was sitting in it, she was driving, and she had two guys. If one had the laptop in the back seat, he was telling her, I'm about to make the car stop. And he tapped on the brake. He made the car tap on the brake. And she said, oh, I didn't do it. And he made the steering wheel turn, like jerk or whatever. And she said, oh, I didn't do that. But you can actually see that she didn't do it. It was real wild. Crazy.
Did you know that one of the first autonomous cars were built by, I don't know how old you all are, but you guys remember the BlackBerry,
Yes.
right? So that software was embedded in one of the first autonomous cars, right? And before BlackBerry, went under, they sold that to like GM and Tesla, and so that's how they got that autonomous car, right? So, but just like Bernard mentioned, that those cars can become hijacked because someone can take over the software, right? That's in them. So if someone can easily just manipulate software or penetrate or exploit software like that, what's needed? Remember, we are the security analysts, right? So our job is to prevent these things from happening. So what can we do? Think about it. We do this every day with our phones, with our
Put a password
computers,
Locks.
locks, passwords, stronger passwords, right? Now we're talking about software. So
Fire.
normally software requires what? Every so
Updates.
often updates. Why?
Because it helps to keep everything nice and secure and maybe new features, stuff like that.
Very good. What about security features?
Disrupts patterns.
Okay.
Same patterns.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Fixes bugs, right?
Yeah.
Security vulnerabilities, right? What else? Is there another attack that we can think about? What do you guys think?
Oh, like it prevents or updates prevent viruses.
Okay, very good. Very good. You guys ever hear of a web application attack? Think of some applications that we use every day.
Like that.
Amazon?
Apps. Amazon. What are some other applications that we use
Siri.
every day?
Siri.
Social media
Yep.
apps.
Yep, social media apps. Right? So these are apps that's on the web that can be attacked. Cross-site scripting, that's how they do it. Secret injection, that's how they do it. What's some other attacks? You guys got your pamphlets there. Give me some other attacks. So far we talked about credentials, right? So thus far we talked about
Memory vulnerability.
so one is memory, right? Give me an example of memory vulnerability.
Where I attack the memory on the computer, you don't have access to your files.
Very good. Very good. Very good. It starts by attacking the heap, the stack, right? So it does it in sequence, like just like that. Okay? We talked about credentials, right? That's an attack. So passwords. What else did we talk about?
Penetration.
Exploiting penetration.
Social attacks.
Social attacks. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4.
We talked about ransomware.
Ransomware attack. Okay.
Penetration.
We got penetration here.
Yeah, we just talked
Okay.
about web server too.
You said web server.
Mm-hmm.
And you said malware.
Yes.
Right? So malware is the type of
Virus.
virus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good.
And then session hijack.
Let's talk a little bit about session hijack. What is session hijack? Give me an example. And first tell me, what is session hijack?
An example could be through like a bank or a cash app, something like that.
Right? Cash out. What about, all of us have Facebook, right?
Yes.
You know, all of us have probably Teams or Zoom, right? These are sessions, right? Remember when the pandemic first hit and most jobs probably went to Teams and Zoom, right? There were people that were hijacking these sessions, right? They were doing what? A lot of pranks. Yeah, very good. Yeah. So, in the event of that, what can we do as security analysts to prevent session hijacking? Okay. What about when it comes to the inviting, right? Those, right? What can we do? Yeah, right? Very good. Very good. So that's one. Session. Okay. So we've identified and described 7 different types of attacks, right? Now, what I want you to do is I'm going to erase this. I want you guys to give me a list and describe what each of these attacks are. Okay? Start with you, Jazz. Give me an attack and describe it. it.
Session hijacking.
Okay? What's session hijack?
I know it has something to do with the session IDs. Like you said, Zoom.
Yeah.
And like being more creative with a session ID, like numbers, or making it more difficult so people just can't guess and
Right.
penetrate the situation.
That's very good. Okay. Thank you, Jazz. Who else want to go? D?
Yeah, piggybacking off the jazz, exploiting and penetrating.
Okay, very good. So, what does it mean to exploit and penetrate, D?
I guess that's to take advantage or look for liability of people's, weak openings and everything. Or like,
Very good.
trying to find the weak opening.
Yep. And then once you find that opening, what's the next step?
A brutal attack.
A brutal attack. You guys got that, right?
Yes.
All right. What's another example? We got 2 down. We got 5 more to go.
Social exploiter,
Engineer. Yep. Very good. Give me an example.
It could be any type of social app. It could be Facebook. It could be a Tinder or Hinge or whatever. It could be one of those apps where you're communicating with whomever is behind the screen,
Okay.
which is usually going to give you a false person.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Vince. All right. 3 down.
I don't
4 to go.
Ransom. I forgot the name to it, but when it's ransom, basically they steal the information and then they say we didn't get this back to you for this, that, and such, or so.
Right. So ransomware is a tactical type by virus, means a virus or malware, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's talk a little bit about that ransomware. Hospitals, they are to do what? They are to do what?
Save people.
Save people's lives, right? Did you know that a ransomware attack, they go after hospitals? Why do you think they do that?
Because you're vulnerable.
Vulnerable, right? But now they're going to a step further because they're messing with people's lives, right? Did you know that an attack over in Minnesota 2 weeks ago attacked a hospital and crashed their systems? The man was on life support, and they were, doing something with his heart, just put another valve in there, and they had the machine, and they took over the machine, and now the machine was almost about to kill this guy. But the doctor acted fast and unplugged it.
Wow.
They went after this hospital for $10 billion. $10 billion. And do you know that the federal government tells the hospital and others not to pay the ransom? However, we as security analysts, what's our job? What should we do? How do we prevent these things from happening?
Different kind of defenses. So things like firewalls.
Firewalls,
Antivirus protection.
antivirus protection.
I'll say one thing that I always see, like, just companies I work for is always educating employees on, like, emails and chats and saving their password. Like, protection on key cards and all that stuff.
Some type of
Let's get it.
phishing, like anti-phishing.
Yeah.
Anti-phishing emails, yeah. All these things helps us to protect against cybersecurity attacks, even ransomware, right? What's another one? So we talked about malware, right? Okay. So one that you guys love. You do something every day. When you come in and you do something with a computer,
You sign in.
you sign in. So credentials, right? Give me an example of a credential attack.
Identity theft.
Identity theft. Very good. And they start with our passwords, right?
Mhm.
Give me an example of a weak password.
Jasmine,
1, 2, 3, 4.
Password.
So
The right password.
why can't I use it? It's simple, it's easy. I can remember it. I love my 2 kids. Why we can't use? Why are we not supposed to use those passwords?
Because it's too simple. And you have to guess. And they have machines for that now to generate certain passwords
Yeah.
until they unlock it.
Very good. Very good.
All they need is one.
That's right. And so why is it not good to have multiple accounts with the same password? Yep. Very good. That's very good.
When they go through the browser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Very good, guys. One last one.
SQL attack.
Tell me.
Like database attack.
Yep.
Yeah. Where SQL attack is where they will attack your database to gain access to whatever information you fit in the database.
You all did well on the attacks. Tomorrow we're going to discuss utilizing data and intelligence. So I want you guys to prepare well for that, and then we're going to have a discussion on that tomorrow. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
So-
Yeah.
Yes, my bad.
Good.
Right.